episodes in a fucking mini-series. What the fuck is a mini-series?
You're so angry about a thing you're so not knowledgeable about. It's crazy.
Welcome to Trump's America.
Yeah.
Well, welcome everybody to another episode of Dollar Bin of Doom.
So this week we watched Tony Hawk in Boom Boom Sabotage, and then it has just the word movie on it.
Well, it sure was a movie.
Wait, is there punctuation?
No.
So it's just Tony Hawk's Boom Boom Sabotage.
No. Tony Hawk in. It's
Boom
not
Boom
Tony Hawk.
Sabotage
It's not
movie.
possessive.
Okay, so it's Tony Hawk in Boom Boom Sabotage movie.
Yes.
Yes,
Exactly.
correct. It's perfect.
So Kevin picked this.
I did. This is our first animated movie.
This is our first animated
that
movie.
is very true.
If there's
Jeez.
anything I know about Kevin, is that I'm not entirely convinced he's a sexual creature, but I have seen him get erections, and it's usually over things involving either wrestling or the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games.
Yeah.
So he had a semi through this whole movie.
Every time Tony hit like a McTwist or like a fucking invert or something, I was just pressing against my zipper, man.
Right.
Just
You were over there mumbling to yourselves the moves that they were doing.
and you told me very loudly to shut the fuck up.
It was embarrassing.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
You're right. It was.
Not for you, clearly.
For the room in
For
general.
me. Go.
So, central plot point of this movie is there's a carnival owner named Grimley,
Okay.
who his cousin, who is the mayor of, what's the name of the town? It says it on there.
Oh, does it? Now I gotta read this.
Yeah.
Lincolnville. It should be fucking Grindville or something
Yep.
skateboardy.
Lincolnville is like fuck everything old, especially circuses, and we are treated to Grimly watching a news report of him just blowing the fuck up out of the circus. Like it explodes and
does do
flames
that.
and shit. And then we're introduced to his giant strap-on. He comes in and he's like, shut off the TV, whatever her name is. And then
And he's
he
like,
just,
okay, boss. And
he
he
just
like
beats
starts
the
beating
shit
up
out
his
of it.
television. He's
they-
like, the remote too. And he throws on the remote and he starts eating it and shoving it up his fucking cunt.
And then we're treated to the cast of characters that we'll only see like one or two of throughout the film. There's the weird Evel Knievel guy with one eye, and there's the bee man who's just like grabbing his breast and like looking at
Oh yeah,
it.
playing
and,
with
like,
his titty.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
like,
you,
oh, how
ever,
about
you
that?
ever have those moments where you're like picking your nose or something that you shouldn't be doing to your own body but in front of people? He was doing that at the dinner table, just kind of flipping his titty.
Yeah.
And Grimley comes out and gives this speech about how, fuck my cousin who's the mayor. We're going to go talk to him. I'm going to demand that we get our show back. Don't worry.
He's my cousin. We both got 6 toes.
That was actually a huge part.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
it
this
was.
binds us. And there's a bond here that no one else knows.
And he talks about how they imploded the circus and their hearts. And it was just very
weird.
odd. We see the carny go and talk to the mayor.
Kids want to see McTwirls and kick flurries, the big Broadway Aussies, venereal hellbanks to re-switch. Extreme sports is where it's at, Mr. Gribley.
Mr. Grimley? Come on, Stanky. You're my cousin.
Oh yeah, he shows him his dirty foot that's 2D.
It's
Oh,
drawn.
yeah.
And
It's like
it's
hand-painted.
disgusting.
Yeah, it's the Ren and Stimpy like SpongeBob cutaway.
Two flies land on it. It starts going like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, but they're like fly JPEGs that
Yeah,
are like
yeah.
slightly
Get all the
animated.
nice men's, honey.
Is that the only time that happens in the movie?
Yes!
Yeah,
Yes,
it's so
it's
Well,
weird.
that and him going from Depression Island to
Misery
Angry
Lake
Island.
Misery Lake to Rage Island.
Mm-hmm.
And so we get the scene where it's kind of like sad because how desperate Grimley is. He's like,
Yeah.
I will take fucking any show
time slot,
time.
I'll take-
You don't have to promote it. Just let us fucking go there and do our show.
Yeah, he's like, I'll take Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday morning. I'll take your. I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck. Like,
And then there's this weird scene where they chase each other around this circular office.
well, because he's like, I'll fucking kill you because like the circus is my livelihood.
I mean,
then he-
it is a good point, but like this, our supposed bad guy is all he's trying to do is like keep his friends employed.
Exactly. They literally burned his home to the ground and all of theirs.
And the worst part about it is that he didn't even understand that it was exploded because he thought it was imploded, and he doesn't know how those things are different.
They didn't just implode our home of 25 years. They imploded much more than that. Your heart,
So he steals his cousin's toupee and like jumps off the building side and is like, okay. And then he tells everyone, he's like, oh yeah, he said we get Thursday night's main event show, so let's go to the Civic Center. Come on. So then we cut to fucking teenagers shredding on the skate park.
The most radical main characters of a movie we've seen so
like
far.
on top of it. They're like flying through there and shit, and just some old dude comes up and
yeah.
it's like, Tony Hawk's showing up. They're like, oh man, fuck you, old man. How do you know Tony? He's like, I used to hang out with him 20 years ago.
That was the line delivery.
yeah.
Too.
Yeah, right. Fuck you. Tony Hawk's not going to come here just to hang out with his old friend Frank. Tony Hawk
Comes
hears
to hang out
instantly
with
and says,
his old
hey,
friend.
it's my old buddy Frank. And then
All right,
Frank,
bye, Frank. And he skates for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Frank, I want to say, Frank introduces the characters and was like, oh, this is fucking whatever his face is. This is whoever. And this is Switch Bitch.
Yeah.
Still having trouble with that trick, huh, Switch Mitch?
Switch Bitch? Which, in the credits, it's Switch Mitch, but I've never heard an M anywhere in his name.
Hard B. So Tony Hawk's like, yeah, I'm going to fucking shred the gnar. And starts like skating all around the skate park. And they start just...
It was the least cool thing I've ever heard escape out of someone's mouth.
It was... He skates for 5 fucking minutes.
What does he skate?
He shreds the gnar.
Thank you.
What the fuck does that
Also,
I'm gonna fuck your sister, dude.
She needs to put those fucking nips away before I fucking hide them in my mouth. You know what I'm saying?
We heard them all on TV. Probably know them better
You've been hanging out with me too much.
I'm sorry,
Jesus. That was the best thing I've ever heard in my life.
And he's like, okay, bye, kids.
He gives them passes because the guy asks him like a real specific like.
Hey, man, can you tell us about the time you skated the Badlands? You know, at the Upland Turkey Shoot, 1983, at the combi pool?
And Tony's like, anyway, here's some tickets.
Here's some free shit so I don't have to talk to you
Yeah,
again.
exactly.
He's like, I have a personal driver, and he's gonna take me to the fucking Civic Center. So
Yeah.
bye.
So our main kid characters, they're setting up for the Boom Boom Huck Jam at fucking Lincolnville.
Little Civic Center. So they're just setting up, and then 2 other pro skateboarders show up, and
Yep.
they're like, oh, we're also in the show. Hey, let's fucking practice. Come on, Tony. We see him skateboard, and Tony just fucking eats shit.
Yeah, he does.
And Switch Bitch is like, see? Don't make fun of me, guys. Even Tony Hawk can't do tricks sometimes.
Yep.
They're like, shut the fuck up. And then they make fun of Tony for falling. Not the kids, the other pro skaters are like, ha, fuck you, Tony, you suck.
Eat shit. You're the only reason I have a career.
And then
You know what I mean? Like skateboarders who are too cool for Tony Hawk's like,
You're
fuck
the only
you.
reason I'm in this movie. Is skateboarding cool?
I would say it depends on who does it.
Do women like skateboarding?
Skateboarding is cool.
Okay.
I'm with
she's a lady.
Ghost Alex here in the room, who's not on mic. Yeah.
She's a lady, which makes it cool, by my definition. If women are into it, it's cool.
Is X Games even a thing anymore?
Yeah, they still do the X Games over
shit.
there. Yeah. Tony Hawk has a YouTube channel, puts all kinds of cool shit up, and
Oh, is he sponsored by Squarespace and
I don't know. He had like a
NordVPN.
radio show for like 100 years.
NordVPN?
Yeah.
Wow.
Use the promo code Boom Boom.
Isn't it quietly hilarious when so there's like VPNs are a thing, but they're like viruses. They go around. So YouTubers will all like, hey, this episode's brought to you by NordVPN. Hey, I use your NordVPN all the time. And then like 6 months from now, it'll still be a VPN, but it'll be like, I don't know, Penguin VPN. And then,
Yep.
oh man, I use Penguin VPN. Yeah, really? 6 months ago.
Yep.
It was just like that food subscription box that you were subscribed to, but I guess you subscribed to this new one.
So Tony's like, okay, I'm gonna go up and try it again, and then he gets kidnapped by the driver who was hired to drive him around. Biggest shocking turn of the movie that he's not actually his driver.
Yeah,
he's working
that's-
for circus dudes. I
So,
expected
yeah,
it
He was
immediately.
in a neck brace for some reason. Never explained. He was in a lot of pain in
I
the
think they
beginning
were
of the
just
movie,
like,
and
oh,
then he
it's
forgets that
disability.
he's...
Gotta get a disability check, man.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Well, I mean, like, eventually you're going to hurt your neck trying to suck your own dick. You know, like, it just heals. It goes away. You're fine. You try it freshman year. By junior year, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah. That pain goes away.
You're all limbered up.
Yeah, you remove a couple ribs like Marilyn Manson, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does
No.
everyone know that? That never happened, but, like, everyone's like, oh, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things that just high schoolers make
Yeah,
up, and it becomes
exactly.
a fact to
Yeah.
high schoolers.
Yep.
And then you carry it into adult life, and then you say it in public, which is a huge mistake. And people are like, that was never a thing. And you're like, I heard that somewhere.
I always kind of thought, but yeah, I don't
Like
know.
for the longest time, somebody told me once, and I was small and just took it at face value, that javelinas were rodents.
Interesting.
And for the longest time, I was like, fun fact, javelinas are the second largest rodents in the world. And guess what? They're fucking pigs. Not a hard thing to figure out. If you look at one for like, I don't know, 5 seconds, you figure that shit out. And you know what was funny about it? I didn't get any pushback for years. And then one guy was like, that's not fucking right.
Again, you could be that wrong, but just the confidence in which you're wrong. Fun fact, no one's going to be like...
Well, it's such a stupid fact that people are like, oh, anyway.
So yeah, the reason they figure out he's been kidnapped because he's left his board, and they go to Frank, and Frank is like, "Shut the fuck up, kids.
Yeah.
I'll call Tony right now." And he calls him, and Tony left all of his shit. So they were like, "Oh, we'll at least give Tony his shit back." And they go to the Titanic Hotel.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
It was a fun thing, but there was no reason.
But it was like a Cthulhu hotel because
Yeah.
there were like busts of Cthulhu.
Yeah. What insane crack smoking hobo did they hire to like, I want to make it look like the Titanic that's mid-sinking, and inside, it's fucking Bioshock.
No,
Like,
we saw the behind the scenes. It was just a bunch of skateboarders who have had one too many concussions and far too much weed. And they came up with, oh, okay, well, we go to Tony Hawk's Hotel. It can't just be a hotel, dude. It's got to be something crazy, man. Well, I just saw I was just reading a Stephen King book. I just saw The Shining. Let's put the roof of The Shining in it.
So the kids show
the
up.
room he's staying in is 237.
That's the room his friend's staying in.
You're right. I'm sorry.
So they bang the fuck on the door, even though it says "Do not disturb." And across the hallway, one of the pro skaters we saw earlier opens up the doors. Hey, shut the fuck up! It's nap time.
I'm trying to smoke weed, dude.
And they're like, "Oh, but Tony was taken against his will." And he's like,
Yeah, he's always getting hauled off here and there to things he doesn't like doing. Press junkets, voice records for lame animated features. I wouldn't sweat it.
And then all the characters slowly turn and look at the camera and point and start laughing at me watching the movie. And they start screaming, "You dumb fuck! You paid money for this, you cuck!"
Yeah,
and that's what happened. Like, oh, he's in a shitty animated movie, and they're all like, "Oh no, that's our lives, isn't it?"
And then while they're laughing, their laughs slowly turn into white noise, and it gets real scary.
so they're like, "Oh fuck, let's go skate out our problems, guys." And they
like
leave
4 times.
Yeah, but they leave, and then we see the dude with his tit out and the Evil Knievel guy on a fucking tricycle because
With one eye.
It's The
The
Shining.
Shining. Yep, they're going
Hey,
down the hallway.
did you see the carpet? It looks kind of like the one from The Shining.
Yep.
And then they get to the door, 237.
Yep.
And they knock on it, and it's the dude bro.
You gay. Yeah.
You ruptured that man's.
love this movie.
And then we see like the nerd kid who's into facts, so he fucking sucks. He's like, "I'm gonna do a sick trick, so fucking film me." And they're like, "Cool, yeah, sure, man, we'll do it."
Jesus, I forgot about that.
And then we see like them do this trick like 18 times. And then he's like, "Hey, switch bitch, did you get it?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, come
Please
check
don't
this
call
out."
me that, man.
And they like look at it, and he's like, "Oh, that's sick. Wait, what the fuck's happening in the background?" And they like rewind it, and it's just
and it's the skateboarder being thrown into the car, and then they look up and they go, "What?" as they watch the skateboarder being thrown into the car. Oh, they chase after him.
they chase after him. But isn't this intercut with Tony being in the
cage.
Yeah, yeah. So Tony's in a fucking cage, and he looks like just completely nonplussed about it. He's like, "Whatever, fuck
Yeah.
it."
Yeah, he actually calls the dude like villain of the week or whatever.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, are you the freak of the week?" So he's just like,
so that's the plan. They're gonna fucking Space Jam Tony Hawk by like,
they're
you're
like,
gonna
"Hey,
be
you're-
our side attraction. And
So then he leaves, and then we're back to the fucking like little kid holding on to the back of the truck going like 80.
Yep.
And then the board fucking flies out from under him, and he's like, "Oh!" And he climbs on top and just starts throwing shit.
yeah,
And I was like, "Oh, breadcrumb trail." Guess what? Wouldn't have fucking mattered because there's nothing around for miles.
Yeah.
And the other group of kids is like, 50 feet away from the truck.
Yeah, they caught up like instantly. It was
Caught him
cool.
so fast.
When the kid gets flung off the truck and like eats shit on the side of the road,
So
and the other
hard.
kids come by, they're like, "Hey, you all right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." You want to skate away our problems?
Yeah, that's what happens.
John Tesh, baby. I'm a big fan. All right, Tony, what's your secret talent?
They go to basically those shitty washes in LA and skate around that for a little bit, and then they see like
For
an
a
oil
lot of it, my
refinery.
friend.
For a lot of it, like 5.
Yeah, for like
7.
15 minutes. I just got road rash, but it's fine.
My ribs are all
I'm
broken.
gonna skate out my pain. Hey, nothing hurts like Dad does, right?
Jesus Christ! That like hit me in waves. Jesus. We're only 35 minutes into this movie. We got another hour of this movie.
And then they're like, "Oh yeah, fuck yeah, dude, we fucking skated that fucking wash, bro." And then they look like right, and they see like an oil refinery, and they're like, "Let's break into that and skate." And then they skate in that for like 15 minutes.
Guys?
There's a body back here.
This is that cat over here. And then they find a tunnel, and they skate in that for about 15 minutes.
The tunnel, which was at the end of Tony Hawk's like mouth. You remember that camera move?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we skipped over a scene that we are all like, what the fuck? Which was when the guys are thrown into the cell with him. It's a nothing fucking scene, but the one dude's like, "Hey, does it smell like piss and shit in here?"
Smells like pee-pee and poo-poo in here.
It's gotta be Tony.
No, seriously, why does it smell like caca and wee-whiz in here?
As he's like trying to hide his like huge shit pile that he's been.
And then he's from his filled pants.
It's like the weirdest like world expanding of like, let's not question why they skate their feelings away. Where does Tony Hawk shit while he's let's explore this area.
There's a lot of shit like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that they explain, and they
They
didn't.
gloss over other stuff.
Yeah, they didn't need to.
Yeah.
Like, why are the two brother or cousins? Why are they soul bound because they have 6 toes? And why was it such a major portrayal?
Kids won't care. Kids will be asking, where does Tony Hawk shit? I get hundreds of emails every day.
Yeah, I guess.
We need to answer that question.
I think it's more like the fucking dude bros that wrote this are like, wait, man, if he was stuck in that fucking cage, like, what if he had to shit or piss, bro? Oh, dude, he do it in the fucking cage. Oh, man, we should make a joke about that. How about when I walk in the fucking cage, I'm like, why does it smell like shit here, bro?
They foresaw IMDb's goof section, and they didn't want the top one to be like, they never address where Tony Hawk shits while in the cage.
Also, why that bit of reality of Tony Hawk still needing to shit and piss when your bad guys are hanging out in like an inexplicable jungle that's inside of an oil refinery that's in the
fine.
middle of a fucking desert.
That's
Which is
also
inside
a
of
water
a
park.
Yeah, water park.
Yeah, it's a water park. Anyway, they're skating down the tunnel when suddenly we start hearing rap music. And Switch Bitch is like, "Oh, that's a fat fucking beat." Yeah. And they're like, "Hey, we need to kind of get out of the way." And he's just like dancing to himself.
That's some audio nar, dude. Like,
Lowrider slowly drives by with these black juggalos in it.
And they're like, magnets, how do those work?
Yeah. And then they follow them and they're suddenly in the jungle. And they find Tony in a chicken suit.
on a skateboarder's hellish nightmare
Yeah,
on a
we
razor
missed that
scooter.
scene.
Yeah,
That
we
was
missed
weird.
the scene where the circus leader guy and his bottom.
Nice strap on.
Look, man.
What
I still don't know
the
what you're
fuck?
It's fine.
Literally, the scene consists of them showing up, letting the guys out, kicking the shit out of them, and beta mailing them so that they close themselves back into their prison. Basically, they break them like a horse.
Yeah.
And then, and then the next time we see Tony Hawk, he's being verbally abused while trying to scoot in a circle. And I said that they probably broke his leg or something because he's like completely uncoordinated. Like, you think some of those skills would
Translate
cross over?
somehow.
Yeah.
He can at least stay
But
on
maybe
it.
he was too emotionally scarred by the verbal and physical abuse. And the kids are like, man, that's fucked up. We should do something.
So they
So
film
they
it.
take a grainy Yeti footage of it, and then they go back to fucking
Frank.
Frank.
Get that again? That was for you and only you.
Frank,
Let him go down the stairs.
I like that guy. And they're like, Frank, and he's like, I can't fucking see this. Shut up. Fuck you.
Yeah, I'm gonna call Tony to put your mind at ease. And so he calls the driver who works for the carnival people.
Remember, in this universe, people have to shit and piss. But a retarded man who works for the circus is an excellent mimic. He can't speak unless mimicking Tony Hawk.
Hello, this is Tony.
Birdman, it's Frank. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just getting mentally prepared for the show.
That's what I figured. You go do your pre-show thing, and I'll see you at the Paradise at 6 o'clock as planned, right?
Yes. The plan to meet at the Paradise is still a go. Bye-bye.
Well, I've known Tony Hawk for God knows how many fucking years.
And we've never had a meeting.
Yeah, and he's like, but that's him. I know Tony, but also we didn't have a meeting set up. And so...
Yes.
And they start murdering carnies with fireworks.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
The oldest, I think he is, he ends up taking Tony Hawk and getting his cage attached to like an ATV and riding the fuck off.
No, it's a fucking
Dune
beach buggy.
Okay, it's a beach buggy.
Because fucking radical,
Yeah, dude.
bro.
That's
dude.
the Narnar of cars, you know? I don't know. I'm trying. That's a Narcar.
So they're all trying to skate away from various
I'm sorry.
criminals. One guy releases fucking monkeys.
Yeah, zombie monkeys or
Yeah,
whatever.
zombie monkeys.
That's right.
And then we see Switch Bitch just meets up with the fucking black juggalos.
Oh, yeah,
and they're like,
he
"Sup?"
becomes one of them.
And they're like, hey man, that's fucking sick beats. Can I say the N-word down? They're like, nah.
You get like, you get 3.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to dance next to you. And they're like, you do what you want, Switch Bitch. He's like, how'd you know my name? The kid fucking ends up jumping off a cliff and grabs a rope, and the monkeys just dive the fuck off and just into the lowrider.
And then they attack all the black people, which I thought was a little...
Yeah.
So Tony Hawk and dude are in the dune buggy, and they're just going down this water slide like that's so far up.
Yep.
And he just like jumps onto the cage and is like, hey, I'm gonna blow up the lock, and then we gotta fucking bail. And Tony Hawk's just like, oh.
Yeah. So first of all, they ignored like half of the MythBusters episodes that have ever been made, which is explosives find the path of least resistance. So if you put a bomb on the lock, it's just gonna go out into the air. It's not gonna break the fucking lock. It shouldn't have worked. Myth busted. So Grimswald or whatever the fuck thinks they're dead.
This movie has a problem with height and distance.
And texturing
And this
lighting.
curlicue thing is miles off the ground
Yeah, it's
in this
so
mountain
high.
that exists inside of an oil refinery that's in a desert. I just really want to remind you where we're at. It's a jungle inside of an oil refinery in a desert that has an
abandoned water
extremely
slide.
high mountain that is also an abandoned water slide.
Perfect, you nailed it.
Yeah.
So
What doesn't make sense about that, Sam?
So then
I
we
don't
get to like
get
the
it.
final part of the movie where the carnies go and like take over the show.
The Boom Boom Huck Jam.
Wait, that's what it was called.
Real life.
In
IRL.
real life, yeah.
That was the real Tony Hawk tour, yeah. I was bummed I didn't get to go. They came to Phoenix once, and I was like a little shitty 12-year-old.
Why did they call it that?
Because it's cool, nah.
Because the Narnar shit show was taken.
That's true.
Yeah.
Narnar
That
shit
was
show
a weird
is way
porn,
better.
by the way.
That's what it was.
Hey, Tony, we should call it the Narnar Shit Show. Let me just make sure it's not... oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Well, my computer's on fire.
That's what
If only I used the NordVPN. Use 10% off.
This looks right to the camera.
Brought it around, baby, like a jazz solo.
So Grimley shows up as like meets Frank, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Tony Hawk's fucking dead." And he's like, "You killed him?" He's like, "No, he exploded though. It's fine."
Yeah, it's cool.
And then
Oh,
the show
prodding.
starts, and they
Yeah.
have him on a plank, and they're walking him back with a monkey on a stick into a pit of monkeys.
Yeah.
So Tony Hawk shows up as
Yeah, a lot of
Grimley tries
pyro.
to fucking bike away.
Well, he does some radical fucking...
He's really good.
What
yeah.
do they call those things?
Penny
Penny
farthing.
farthing tricks. And they beat him by having the kid go up on top of the... What the fuck was that thing called in the X Games? It was like the big drop.
It's just
or whatever.
it's just a big roll in. I think that's what it's
So,
called.
and he just fucking pushes him back down it.
Yep.
So that's the movie.
Yeah, they defeat the bad guys.
And he gets
then-
arrested. And
And they do cool skateboard shit right at the end, and they freeze frame.
And that's Boom Boom Sabotage.
Yep. Is this the most bizarre thing we've watched?
Yes. To me, yes.
No. Well, I mean,
this is animated bizarre.
right? Yeah, it's
Also,
cheating
the
a little
fucking
bit.
toe was that like. What's everyone's opinion on Tony Hawk in Boom Boom Hot Jam movie? Boom Boom Sabotage movie.
Thank you. Yeah, I fucking the experience was amazing. I loved it. So yeah, total $100. No, $1. Yeah, for sure. It was weird and bizarre and crazy, and the experience. I loved it.
Oh yeah, straight up $1. It was fucking bananas.
Samuel.
This is a painful one.
Yeah, but it's like
For the first half, I was definitely like, I don't really like this. Mm-hmm. This sucks. But then I kind of got into it, which I guess I could have said about College Profits or any of the other really weird ones we watched. But I guess I'd give it 80 cents.
Really? I thought you'd be all over this one.
Nah, I figured he would bitch out.
Dude, just because you're loose and willing for all these movies doesn't mean I'm going to be that accepting. Yeah, 80 cents I think is fair, though. It was funnish. You know, what's 80? A B?
Yeah.
It's a B.
That's like the lowest possible B.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was a B. It was so daft that it didn't have an audience.
That's very
Yeah, you're right. Like, who the fuck was this for?
Yeah.
I do want to point out though that in the special features they were talking about like what this was fucking originally supposed to be.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was
it's
like the show and like all the concept work for that was really good.
The like pilot. It was supposed to be like a pilot, right?
Yeah,
For,
and like it wasn't 3D, it was 2D, and all that. That shit was.
it definitely
great.
gives off food fight vibes. Just the animation quality, because like everything's motion captured, but the animation quality's dog shit. And the whole story behind Food Fight is like, oh, they lost their files, and they're like, oh shit, we don't have that much money. But like, that's all bullshit. I have a feeling this is what that is, where they burned through all their money on pre-pro, and they're like, well, shit, we got to put something out.
Yeah, I guarantee that. Mm-hmm. I would have loved to seen that 2D show though, like a pilot.
That would have been
for
fun. Yeah,
What cool.
Why don't we watch Rocket Power? Let's just watch that. That was a fun show.
Okay, yeah, this is just gonna become
Kevin,
Rocket
are you
Power.
suggesting that we watch something good?
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Never mind. Fuck that shit. Do you remember the episode where he couldn't land that trick, but then like the tennis ball got flicked at him and gave him that extra spin?
Yeah, I fucking love that episode.
That's good.
And then he thought he could do it, and he
And then,
invited
like,
a bunch of
ate
people
shit.
over, and
Yep.
then ate a bunch of shit in front of them.
Yeah,
You remember Squid couldn't surf?
Of course, I remember.
Yeah,
Squid.
dude.
And then Tito gave him a longboard, which gave him a different lease on life when it came to surfing, and then suddenly he could surf.
I think Tito was like, oh, as the ancient Hawaiians used to say, now you can surf, you fat tubby shit.
yeah, that's right.
Longboard for a big
What
fat
was the-
idiot.
what was the
And then he
fucking-
played with his titties for like 20 seconds.
What was the thing that they're like, the restaurant served?
Oh, it was was it the Surf Shack or something?
Yeah,
like that?
but no, they didn't serve. They had like that the specialty.
Oh, I don't remember that. You're getting too deep into the weeds on Rocket Power, my friend.
Yeah, I just remember the good episodes. That clearly wasn't one.
That's how far Tom's brain goes into stuff. We're like, you remember that one episode? We're like, yeah. It's like, what was Tito's middle name again? I always forget.
Yeah, they had special. Yeah, the hot burger. Fuck yeah, I
Can't
was
say
right.
that, man. It's 2019. You can't say that
doesn't
anymore.
sound right. You shouldn't call Tito that, dude.
Anyway, this is the end of our our Nick Rewind podcast.
We could just do a fucking episode. Hey,
Talk
remember
about-
that?
Probably could.
No, God, my whole life with you is this.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, watching. I don't know how you're consuming our media, but we appreciate it.
Thanks.
Sam, don't eat that, please.